Oh, let me see if the audio is fine. I don't know if you can help me putting a little emoticon or writing in the chat. Where are you attending from to our today's webinar? So it will be helpful so I can realize that you are here. So thank you very much for attending today's webinar. I know that it's Saturday. We try to be on Saturday with our families and to do another activities different from Monday to Friday. But thank you very much for being here. And today we have a huge surprise. We have a very good friend of ECUATESOL's family, no? So he's willing to collaborate with us, delivering an excellent workshop for all of us. So let's remember that this round of webinars, this is the round number 3 of webinars, sponsored by the Ecuadorian Association of Teachers of English to Speakers of Other Languages, which is TESOL Ecuador. And we work with the collaboration and we are official affiliates of TESOL International. And I'm pretty sure that some teachers might be in TESOL International. Remember that this week was TESOL International, no? And these webinars are in partnership with Yachay Tech University, the Universidad Nacional de Educación UNAE, and ITEP. And just before we start, just remind you some little details about the ECUATESOL, so where you can find us. I'm pretty sure that all of us are following our social media and are part of our WhatsApp group of the community. But just to remind if someone is new here today, so we have our website, so you can scan the code and go straight to the website so you can give us some recommendations, information, or if you want to be volunteer of ECUATESOL, very welcome to be part of our community. This is our Instagram account, so you can just scan the code or try to look for us as ECUATESOL, and then you can find us over there. We are always posting the next sessions of webinars and some news. A part of, if you have, as I repeat again, any kind of suggestions or information that you need from us, we're very happy to help you. The registration is over here. This is the official registration to be ECUATESOL affiliate. No, we are a community of more than 800 teachers from Ecuador and from different parts of the world. So you can just scan the code and go there, or if you can't, just let me know through the chat during the conference or the webinar, and I'm very happy to help you with a link so you can register. And this is our WhatsApp community group. The same thing, we are always posting information about professional training, about our webinars. We are always posting about job opportunities in Ecuador or in other places, or scholarship opportunities as well, no, that might be interesting for us as an English teachers. The same thing, please don't forget to follow us in the WhatsApp group. Remember that 2026 is an amazing year. We have at the end of this year our ECUATESOL International Conference, and we may have a lot of international and national presenters, no? So don't miss it. And this is finally, but no, last but not least, our ecuatesol@gmail.com account, so you can send any emails, requests, information if you need to, and don't forget to register or subscribe to our YouTube channel, no? www.youtube.com/@ecuatesol. So our webinars, we are always posting there, no? So if you want able to be here today, or you're not able to be here today, or the other webinars, you can always go to our YouTube channel and check the webinars that we previously have in today's webinar. All right, and today, as I mentioned before, we have the honor to have a very good friend of us. He's member of our ECUATESOL family for a long time. He is one of the organizers of an excellent conference that they have in Peru and in Piura, in the Universidad of Piura. So let me introduce a very good friend of us, Jaime Ancajima. He is a teacher at the Language Center and a professor at the School of Education in the Universidad de Piura in Peru. He holds a bachelor degree in education, a master's degree in TEFL from the Universidad Europea del Atlántico, a TESOL certificate from St. Mary's University, England, a skills and principles in language teacher training, workshop design, observation and feedback certificate from Centro Espiral Amaná Institute from Collaborative Learning in Costa Rica, and American Culture and Society Institute certificate from New York University in USA. He has delivered face-to-face workshops and plenaries in Ecuador, Colombia, Costa Rica, Mexico, Peru, and Spain, and he has also presented online webinars and plenaries in Argentina, Bolivia, Mexico, India, the USA, Costa Rica, and Peru. He is interested in teaching, training, language community, and learning from everyone. He has run the International English online meetings since 2020 up to now, and he is presenting today the title of the presentation of the webinar about rethinking English language education in the age of AI. So, I am going to let the words to Jaime because he has good news as well. He wants to invite us to his annual conference that he has and invite us to the round of webinars that he has. But today we have the honor, Jaimito, to have you here, as I always call you, Jaimito, and please enjoy the webinar. So, Jaime, welcome, and it's all yours.
Thank you so much, dear Carlos, and thank you everyone, the people who are here. As you said before, it's a Saturday morning. You could be resting, you could be sleeping, you could be listening to music, watching a film, or spending time with your family, but you decided to be here. So I hope your expectations can be met this morning. We have 50 minutes to present the topic and 10 minutes for questions. So thank you, Ximena, Maura, Erika, Sime, Alina, Soraya, Heidi, Carol, Lourdes, María, Yuri, Ana Mercedes, Melissa, Mercedes, and Carlos Daniel for being here this morning. Okay, so if you allow me, I will share my screen. Okay, I hope you can see it. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
What about now? Can you see my screen?
No, we can't.
What about you, Carlos?
Not yet, Jaimito.
Well, I can see that I'm sharing my screen. So, su función, let me see. One moment. Here it says, su función de compartir las pantallas está en pausa. Okay, let me see. What about now? Mm.
No, we can't.
Here it says
Something.
there must be something wrong. Here it says,
Can you try it one more time, Jaimito?
yeah, su función de portir está en pausa. So let me see once again. Just give me a couple of seconds, please. Let me see. What about now?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you so much. The title of this presentation is Educational Neuroscience and Social Emotional Learning, two topics that I love because of the development of artificial intelligence, something that we are forgetting now. If you want to contact me, this is my WhatsApp number. If you want a copy of this presentation, you just send me a WhatsApp message and I will send you back this PPT. Or also, I will send it to Carlos Daniel and he can share it with anyone. Okay, this is my city, Carlos. You have been here in Piura, a very hot city. This is the main square. The Piura is blessed because besides the city, we have also beaches, beaches that are visited by lots of Ecuadorian people because it's close to the border with Ecuador. And also we have Highland. For example, this is Canchaque, just 2 hours away from the city. Well, this is the university where I work. You have been here, Carlos Daniel, and you know that it's a beautiful green area where our students spend their time. And this is the new language center. Here are the offices, not the classrooms. And if you want to visit Piura, it's just 10 hours away from Guayaquil by bus. So you are welcome to our city. Now, let's start with the first part. Think and share. Please open up your microphones and answer this question. What are we going to do in this presentation? We are going to reflect together. Now, why reflect, Carlos? Because we don't learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on our experience. We learn from thinking and reflecting about what we did in class. Okay, here there is a small video about training our brain. I don't know if you have seen it before, but I advise you to follow the exercises. I hope you're following the exercises. Well, sorry to interrupt. I can send you the video of this wonderful training our brain. Now, have you noticed, Carlos, Mercedes, Jimena, that many people go to the gym to train their bodies to look and be fit, but nobody trains their brain. And why is that? Because we are more worried about the way we look and but not the way we think. So here is the video, okay? I will send you the video if Carlos, and you can share it with everyone. Now,
Thank you.
let's introduce our topic. I don't know if you are familiar with the term neuroscience, but what is neuroscience? Carlos, Mercedes, Ximena, Maura, Soraya, and everyone else is a discipline that combines the study of our number one, nervous system, the methods, number two, of how teachers teach, and number three, the study of our mental and emotional factors. Now, what does neuroscience explain? It explains, number one, how the brain learns, how the brain behaves, and the most important, how the brain relates to instructional practice in the classroom. Now, the question is, why is neuroscience important? Number one, because it helps to understand how the brain processes information into learning. And number two, to know more about what it takes for students' brains to be engaged, responsive, and alert. Now, what is the relationship between learning and the brain? Very interesting. Carlos and Ximena, every class, every assignment, every experience that we do in class uh, shapes the human brain. So if the activities that you present are well organized, well planned, they will be of good use for the brain. Okay? Now, this is an important question, Mercedes, Ximena, Maura, Soraya, Erika, Carol, Heidi, Lourdes, María Silva, Mónica, Yuri, Ana Mercedes, Melissa, Ruth, Kathy, Liz, Axel, Alina, and Liz. What increases learning? Do you know what increases learning? Okay, let's learn. Number one, movement. That's why online classes are not the best ones. But if we can go to Ecuador, if you can come to Peru, this is the solution. Number one, we need movement. Why, Carlos, we need movement? Because movement stimulates our brain, okay? Because it improves neural connections. Another reason, because it helps to develop different areas of the brain. The movement is important because it lowers anxiety and depression. That's why, Ximena, when you start dancing in your house, when you start dancing anywhere, you are less anxious and you are less depressed. What else? Example of activities of movement, Simon Says, Act It Out, jumping spelling bees. Do you know what jumping spelling bees is? No, Carlos, no, Ximena, Mercedes. Well, if I say spell cat, you could say C-A-T. Okay, but if I ask you to jump, when you say C-A-T, the class will look like this. Look at this photograph. Jumping, students are jumping and they are saying C-A-T. So the brain is working much better than just sitting down. So remember, number one, movement. Okay, I share with you a link where you can find more activities. What else? What else? What else? Excuse me. What else stimulates learning? Multisensory experiences. Why? Because they reinforce memory retention. What else? Because they help visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners. So, Carlos, Mercedes, Ximena, if you want memorable classes, ask your students to move, to dance, to roll, to draw, to sing, to jump, to make noise, to cut, to paint. Try to use all the sensory experiences that you can think of. Here I share with you another link with more activities. Okay, this is something very important, Carlos and Ximena. Chunking and sequencing information, especially when you have beginner classes, elementary classes. For example, this is an unchunked list, Ximena. Try to memorize, Carlos: bread, ice cream, milk, tomatoes, eggs, butter. It will, maybe you will remember some names, but if you try to memorize like this: frozen foods, dairy, bakery, fruits and vegetables, it will be easier. Why? Why it will be easier? Because when you process information more effectively by breaking down complex grammar rules or lengthening, it will be easy to remember the vocabulary. So examples, first you teach the affirmative form in the first unit 1A. In the unit 1B, you study and you practice the negative form. And then in the 1C unit, you practice the interrogative form. Another way is this one that I presented. Okay, so number one, movement. Number two, what is number two? Remember? Open up your microphone and tell me. Number one is movement. Number two is multisensory experiences, okay? Number three, copy please, because I will send you $100 if you answer my exam at the end of the presentation. $100. Okay, number four. What is number four? Practical space repetition. Carlos, when you teach your classes, do you repeat the same vocabulary one, two, three, four times, or just one time or two times, Carlos?
A lot of practice, many times.
Yes, yes, yes. Why? Because when you review language concepts and vocabulary, it helps your brain to fix knowledge. Now, do you know how many times, Ximena Lopez, it's necessary to repeat something? Anybody has any idea how many times you have to repeat something?
Well, when I teach to my students, I made them repeat 5 or 7 times. Uh,
Very good, Ximena.
uh,
Yes, according
more
to
than.
research, Ximena, we need to repeat 5 to 7 times. The more you repeat, the more the students will remember. Now, the recommendation is to repeat the same vocabulary concept, but in different activities. Not always written, but listening, reading, writing, etc. Examples: first present the new material, then review it in a lesson started the next day, then include it in a quiz, then the following week a homework assignment, and so on. Number five. Number five is active learning, Carlos, Daniel, and Ruth. What is active learning? Why is active learning important? Because it stimulates the brain's frontal lobes. Are you familiar with the frontal lobes? Please, anybody? No? Oh,
Yes,
no?
of course.
Liz Ordóñez?
Yes, of course. It's about memory, something about
Yes,
that.
yes, 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 Liz Ordóñez. They are responsible, you know what, for higher order thinking. So not only memorizing, not only learning, but synthesizing, summarizing, expressing your ideas, expressing your opinions, okay? Example, it involves students in discussions, in role plays, in debates, in hands-on activities. If you have been to England or the United States, Carlos, Liz, and everyone else, if you have visited hands-on museums, have you visited hands-on museums in other countries? No, Carlos? No, Ximena? Okay. In this museum, Ximena, you can touch the objects. You can play with the objects. You can take photographs of the objects. You can smell the objects. Why, Carlos? Why, Liz? Why, Ximena? Because this experience will be really memorable. You will remember the texture, the smell, the colors. But here in Latin America, in our museums, don't touch, don't touch. No photographs, no electric lights, nothing. So what is the result? We don't remember. So number one, movement. Number two, multisensory exercises. Number three, remember, what is number three? Oops.
We need to
Aha.
practice 5, 7 times, Jaimito. If not, we don't remember.
Yes. Number three is chunking. Number four is repetition. Please take note because there are $200 prize. $200 prize. You have to come to Peru to pick it up. So number five is active learning, okay? Number six is feedback and correction. For example, Carlos, Liz, Ximena, Ruth, Maura, Soraya, Sime, Erika, Heidi, Carol, Mercedes, Yuri, Gina Mendoza. Oh, hello, Yuri from Piura, Peru. Monica, Melissa, Ervin, and everyone else. When you finish a class, when you finish a unit, when you finish a semester, do you ask your students to give you feedback about your classes? Yes, Carlos. And how do you feel when they give you feedback? Honestly.
Oh, well, it depends about the feedback, no? But most of the times, well, what I do is anonymous feedback so the students can feel comfortable saying what's their honest opinion. And then, of course, as a teacher, we have to grow. So if something was not
Yes.
good, we
Yes, and
change
it's
it.
a good it's a good activity, Carlos, because we are not perfect. We are humans. Maybe a good idea, Carlos, could be prepare objective questions so they just mark. Did you understand? Yes, no, a lot, a little, blah, 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 something like that. Well, this is feedback and correction, but it helps to reinforce correct connections that form between the neurons and the brains. Example, Carlos, Liz, Ximena, encourage peer-to-peer feedback. So you can ask a friend to observe your class and give you feedback. You can ask Pedrito, Juanito to observe Juana and Maria present an activity and give them feedback. We should learn not to be afraid of receiving feedback. Sometimes it will be good, and sometimes, as I remember this Peruvian speaker, Aldo Higashi, no, not Aldo. Aldo Higashi is his father. I don't remember.
Yako
Jaco,
Hirashi.
thank you, Mercedes. Thank you, Mercedes. I remember he used to say, thank you, Mercedes, nice to see you. Sometimes he said, sometimes you learn, and sometimes you learn. No, no, no. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn instead of saying you lose. Because if you lose, you learn nothing. So take into account that sometimes we win and sometimes we learn. Number seven, one of the most important to me, Mercedes, emotional engagement. My students in the first class this semester, at the end of the first class, I had 32 students, okay, most of them first year university students. At the end of the class, most of them approached to me and they shook my hand. And I say, oops, what's going on here? They say, goodbye, teacher, goodbye, teacher, goodbye, teacher. What was the situation, Carlos, Mercedes, Jimena? They were emotionally engaged with the classes. They liked the class. And I say, oops, are you going to do this the 4 months of the semester? And they do it. They need to shake your hands because they are emotionally connected. Now, when we connect learning with emotions, we create a positive environment. The students feel comfortable. They develop retention and they make language learning more meaningful and memorable. For example, Carlos, use storytelling or discussions about personal experiences. I show the photographs of my children. I tell them, this is Maricielo, this is Fabian, and this is Sebastian. I'm sure that many teachers will say, no, you shouldn't do that. But then, if we want the students to show the photographs of their families, how are we going to ask them to do that if we don't do it? Don't you agree with me, Carlos, Mercedes, Ximena?
Yes, it has to be meaningful for students.
Yes, and we have to be transparent, yes, and authentic. Now, if you want to read about this first topic, my dear friends and colleagues, hello, Alda Salinas, nice to see you. Hello, Juana, nice to see your faces. Because it's different to present a webinar with no faces than to present a webinar with faces, because I can see your smile. I can see your look, and it has to do a lot with emotional engagement. Carlos, I recommend these books, The Brain at the School, Educational Neuroscience, and the other one is in Educational Neuroscience, The Basics. As I said at the beginning, I will share with you this PowerPoint so you can read it, you can examine, you can change it, you can adapt it to your reality. And here there are some links. Okay, so that is the first part of this presentation. I don't know if you have a question or a comment about the first part, of this presentation, which is educational neuroscience. It's a summarized presentation. So any question about educational neuroscience? Yes, Carlos.
Oh, just excellent, Jaimito. Thank you.
Okay. So remember, Moraima, Araceli, the 7 activities. Number 1, movement. Number 2, repetition. Number 3, multisensory activities. Number 4, emotional engagement. Number 5, anybody remembers?
Active learning.
Yes, Melissa Lai, excellent. Come to Piura, Peru to receive your $200 prize. Yes, and the last one?
And number 6, feedback and correction.
Yes, my dear
Yes.
Moraima Araceli. So I consider neuroscience really important. Okay. Now, what's the problem with the cell phones? What's the problem with the artificial intelligence? We teachers are not developing educational neuroscience because there is no movement, because there is no emotional engagement, because classes are cold. So pay attention to the activities that you plan every day. Now, let's start with the second part, dear Carlos and dear Melissa and dear Moraima. And let's talk about social emotional learning. It is also known by CEL, social emotional learning. Anybody has any idea what social emotional learning is? Anybody has any comment, please?
And could be when our students, a teacher use the previous knowledge of our students in the classroom
Very
and,
good.
and
Excellent.
also the emotions that they have and they
Yes, very
connect.
good. Yes, Moraima. Excellent. Any other idea, please? Come on, open up your microphone.
Engagement that the students may have through emotions in the class.
Yes. And what about social? Why social? Because you two talked about the emotions, but what about social?
Among them, among the students in the class and the teacher.
Yes, you know that on Saturday nights, Carlos, I go to a restaurant with my girlfriend to eat a hamburger or something. Okay, 2 weeks ago, this restaurant called La Hamburguesia, because they sell hamburgers, La Hamburguesia, they have a new activity for their customers. They give you a paper with a square and pens, and you play with your friends. What is the name of the game? I don't remember the name of the game, but they say, okay, a country, a name, an apple, a color, a song with the letter F.
Stop the
Okay.
hand.
Yes,
Dame la
okay.
mano.
Yeah, okay. And it's unbelievable, Carlos. People don't use their telephones. It's the only restaurant they give you this game, and people start socializing, and people start laughing instead of watching and looking their cell phones. So this is what social emotional learning is about, is the ability to be aware of oneself and the feelings of others. Carlos, sometimes your friends, your family ask you, what's your problem, Carlos? And you say, I don't know. I don't feel fine. But what's your problem? And you say, I don't know. The answer is, yes, I know, but I don't want to know. But I don't want to say it. So the problem is to be aware of yourself, your feelings, and the feelings of other people. Okay? Sometimes we say to our children or our students, what's going on, Carlitos? What's your problem, Pedro? And we know, but it's difficult for the students to tell you what's going on. Now, what else is social emotional learning? Knowing Oops, this is very important. When to talk and when to be quiet and listen. If you are married, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, if you have children, if you teach students, Juana, sometimes we have to be quiet. We have to learn to stop talking and not judging. Yes, it's very difficult to stop judging people. And finally, is the process of developing the self-awareness, self-control, and interpersonal skills, Juana. Okay? So social emotional learning is really important. Really important. Now, this is wonderful. Pay attention to this video.
When emotions hit you, it's like ink pouring into water. It quickly gets more and more intense until you can't really see anything else clearly. Everything in your life is suddenly tainted with that feeling you don't want to have. You can't escape from it, you just want it to go away. People come to therapy thinking that someone is going to teach them how to escape from it. But in fact, what you learn is how to allow it to be there, welcome it even, to pay attention to it and see it for what it is. The ink is not the water, and the emotion is not you. It's an experience, a sensation moving through you. And when you allow emotion to be there without trying to block it out or make it go away, then you allow it to take its natural course. So over time, the emotion passes and you're ready for whatever comes next. I'm a psychologist. Follow for more.
Wow. Isn't it beautiful, Carlos, Aldas, Juana, Ximena, Mercedes, Ruth, Maura, Heidi, Erika, Soraya, Carol. You should listen to her and watch it again. Please pay attention to what she says.
When emotions hit you, it's like ink pouring into water. It quickly gets more and more intense until you can't really see anything else clearly. Everything in your life is suddenly tainted with that feeling you don't want to have. You can't escape from it, you just want it to go away. People come to therapy thinking that someone is going to teach them how to escape from it. But in fact, what you learn is how to allow it to be there, welcome it even, to pay attention to it and see it for what it is. The ink is not the water, and the emotion is not you. It's an experience, a sensation moving through you. And when you allow emotion to be there without trying to block it out or make it go away, then you allow it to take its natural course. So over time, the emotion passes and you're ready for whatever comes next. I'm a psychologist. Follow for more.
Okay, we should listen to her every day so we learn to control or manage our emotions. What do you think is the correct word? To control or to manage our emotions?
I think to manage.
Right, right. If you listen to Mónica Rodriguez from Argentina in our webinars, in our YouTube channel, I learned from her. I used to say to control. It's what parents usually tell children and teachers tell their students. Contrólate. Nah, it's not to control yourself. It's to learn to manage your emotions.
When emotions
Okay, thank you. Now, why is social and emotional important for me? Why? Because of these reasons. Because you gain emotional regulation, you gain classroom engagement, resilience, self-confidence, academic achievement, and you reduce with your students conduct problems, emotional distress, negative thinking. When you have an alumno malcriado, when you have a mean student, when you have a difficult student in class, have you noticed that they usually have problems with their family? That they are not loved by their father or mother? That they don't have a brother or a sister? So that's why emotional and social emotions and socialization, and socialization are really important, not only for the students, Carlos, also for the teachers. Sometimes, Moraima, we need a hug. Sometimes we need a kiss. Sometimes we need sweet words and nobody gives them to us. Yes, yes, yes. Now, the practice. These are some activities to enhance, to develop social emotional learning and neuroscience. Number one, music. I use music every day, just a little paragraph, a small paragraph. Why? Because the students, as you heard at the beginning, they activate their neurons. Music, did you know, Carlos, that there is music to develop brain power? Did you know? There is also music to develop social emotional learning. Here you have the links. Okay, this is wonderful, Juana. Emotions check-in cards. They help you to identify, express, and manage their feelings. Imagine that at the end of the week, Moraima, you give your students, I feel sad because I don't like your class.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, oh my God. The question, Moraima, to the student is, Pepito, why you don't like my class? Because you never call me. Because you never look at me. Because you never smile at me. Oh my God. Oh my God. What else can we do? We can do class circles. This is wonderful, Juana, because you sit with the students in groups outside the classroom if you don't have a space. They foster a positive classroom culture by building trust, enhancing communication. For example, it's Monday, and you tell the students, okay, practice the question, what did you do last weekend? Practice the question, what did you do last weekend? And the students sit in circles and they have time to socialize. They have time to talk about their activities before the class. Another activity, mindful morning checking. They encourage focusing on the present moment without judgment and provide significant benefits for emotional, physical, and mental well-being. For example, slowly take 5 deep breaths. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This is what Carlos, I don't know if you have seen Mary Scholl and Raj Jill. This is what they do in their classes. Apparently, it's a waste of time. No, it's not. It helps the students to relax. Number 6, I love this. I love this is end of the day reflection. For example, Moraima, today we are finishing the week. Well, exactly tomorrow. What are you grateful for this week?
Oh, well, I really enjoy this week because I am learning more about how to manage my classroom. Thank you to your exposition. So I think that it was a great week for me.
Thank you. Well, actually, it's not thank you to my presentation, but it's thank you to the people who wrote the books and they make us think. As at the beginning, I said reflect. Reflection is very important, Carlos and Juana. If we don't reflect, we will never learn. Yes. What else? Show and tell. This is, right? Show and tell. You show something that is important to you and you talk about it. Brain teasers. Wow. Brain teasers can improve short term. For example, this question. $100, Mercedes, Ximena, Ruth, Maura, Soraya, Sime, Erika, Heidi, Yuri, Ana Mercedes, Melissa, Carol, Katy Zambrano, María Fernanda, Jessica, Paulina, Daniela Paulina, Paola Cruz, Gabriela Osorio, $100. What is the answer? What is the answer for this question? Can you read the question, my dear Carlos?
Sure, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What are they?
And the answer is
I am not very sure, but I think it's the ignorance. When you are learning something new, you are
okay.
leaving behind something that you don't know.
Okay, thank
The
you,
ignorance.
Jimena. You are thinking and you are reflecting. That is important. The answer is the footsteps.
Okay.
Thank you. Now here you have more brain teasers, but because of the time we cannot play. Here, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. We work in an office with my friends at Centro de Idiomas at Universidad de Piura, and from time to time we stand up, we stretch, okay, physical stretch, but we don't pay attention to brain. So the brain also need breaks. For example, look at this. Okay, what do you see?
Wolf.
A
A
wolf.
wolf.
I can see
What else do you see?
more than six people.
Look at the answer.
There is a
A
baby.
couple with a baby and a pet dog.
There is a
family.
baby.
Number 2, what do you see?
A frog.
A frog.
It's a
He
baby.
or
It's
she
a horse.
frog.
It's a horse.
A horse and a frog. Yeah. Number 3, what do you see?
A girl.
A woman.
A woman, old or young?
A young woman.
Lady.
A young lady.
Okay.
Flying bird.
Okay, my dear
Oh,
friends, as you can see, you are participating. I gain motivation again. So from time to time, you could do brain breaks. So the students feel connected, engaged, and they pay attention to your class again. Okay, let's continue. Okay. Brain breaks. Other types of brain breaks are puzzles, another coloring, another creative tasks like these ones in the photographs. They are important because they boom, boost your imagination. Learning with the ball. Why learning with the ball is important, Mercedes? Because there is physical movement. For example, I have the ball, Carlos, and I say, the present tense is go. What is the past tense? And I throw the ball, and you pick up the ball, and you say, the past tense of go is Carlos, the past tense of go is
went.
went. Yes. So there are two actions, Carlos. You pay attention to the physical movement, but at the same time you are thinking. Okay? You can change the activities as you want, as you wish. Number 11, back writing. I love this. Have you ever practiced this? For example, Juana, a student writes a letter, a word at the back of the student, and the student has to guess. For example, if I write a C, an A, and a T, you have to say cat. Why this is important, Carlos? Because it enhances sensory perception and communication skills, and it builds trust and understanding. Okay? Singing with rhythm. Here we are about to finish. Singing with rhythm. Why it's important? because there are students who need to make noise, Carlos. They need to move their hands. So you can play a song, and some students sing, other students with their pens, for example. Hey June, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and wow. If you do that, the students will love you, Carlos. The students will give you their apples. They, they will give you their sandwiches because you are giving them the chance of being themselves. Usually we say, shh, don't make noise, shh. I remember that in England, Carlos, I learned productive noise. Noise can be productive, but we need to plan. Okay, to finish this second topic, you can read about social and emotional learning in the classroom in these books. Number one is by Barbara Gellner, Laura Frimborg, and Kenneth Merrill. Maybe in 10 years you will see by Jaime and Kahima. Maybe. And the second one is social emotional learning, a comprehensive resource kit by Victoria and Morris. Okay, final reflections, my dear friends from ECUATESOL. Somebody who wants to read Food for Thought, please. Anybody, open up your microphone.
May I?
Yeah, please. Luis, hello, Luis.
Hello, Jaime. Neuroplasticity is our brain's and nervous system's ability to structurally and functionally change with every experience we encounter.
So what do you think about this, Luis?
Yeah, it is quite right because it's not only what happens in the classroom, it's about everything that goes beyond that. So every experience counts, sorry, when we are learning. And our brain is open to all those experiences, to all those opportunities to acquire something new and make something out of it, because that's also part of the
For
learning
example,
process.
you are a good example of that because you
Oh,
don't you
thank
don't you
you.
don't you don't only teach, but you also write. And when you
Yeah,
write, you think. And when you think, you feel. And when you feel, you live. And that's
right,
what
right,
and that's
right.
what you make the readers feel through your books, my dear
Well,
Luis.
actually, Jaime, I never seen that the process with those words. I'm gonna steal those words from you, please. So in the future, I'm gonna use them myself.
I never told you all that, but when I read one of your books, I said, this is what Luis has in his mind. Now it's in my
Yeah,
mind. You
like
see?
everyone who writes.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Luis.
you.
Next, anybody else, please open up your microphone and read and tell me what you think. Come on, $400.
Okay, when educating the minds of our youth, we must not forget to educate their hearts.
What do you think, Ximena Lopez?
Uh, as as teachers, we have to keep in mind that we are not just transmitting the knowledge, but we are going through their heart. We are teaching values in
Yes,
order they can be good persons, good human
yes,
beings.
yes, Ximena.
I think that.
And we are not only teaching them, but they are also teaching us. Right. Next, anybody else, please? Next one, we are about to finish. Next, anyone,
Um,
please? Yeah, somebody?
Emmy, okay.
Hello,
Um,
Moraima.
Hello. Giving kids the opportunity to develop their emotions, empathy, and social skills is one of the best way to prepare them for the life ahead. Okay, so as you said, we need in our students we have the most important thing, because we are working with lives, so we have to do the best effort for the society, not just for the schools, because schools contribute the society. And I think
Yes,
that it's really
yes,
important to listen to them and to provide all kind of opportunities and tools for the future of
yes,
the
yes. And when we teach English, keeping your head, keeping our heads that we are preparing their emotions, their empathy, their social skills for life. That means when they go to the airport. That means when they go to the embassy. That means when they interact with people from the USA. So it's not teaching them A, B, C, D, one, two, three, rojo, red, amarillo, yellow. No, we need to teach them how to manage their emotions, empathy, and social skills using the language. And finally, my dear Carlos, this is for you.
Okay, social emotional learning is, if I can put in simple, to balance the teaching of head with the teaching of heart. Tim Schreiber.
Yes, I didn't know who he was, but I started reading about his quotes about teaching, and he's right, Carlos. Balance the teaching of head with the teaching of heart.
And you know how this is what it makes teachers different from artificial intelligence, right? Because in all the webinars and sessions talking about artificial intelligence is the worry of the teachers that is going to be artificial intelligence replace teachers. Maybe yes, maybe no, but if you apply this, no.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Okay, here you have links and any comments or questions. Before the final comments and questions, Carlos, you mentioned that we are going to have our 12th International English Conference in Piura. It will take place on July the 17th in the afternoon and July the 18th in the morning. It will take place at Universidad de Piura. We will have guest speakers from Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and the USA. So Carlos will be present in this conference. Thank you so much, Carlos. So if anybody wants to come, please, you are welcome. If you want to write to me, this is my email and this is my WhatsApp, and I can send you the PowerPoint presentation. Now we have, I guess, I don't know how many minutes. Yeah, we got a few minutes, like 2, 3 minutes for questions or comments you want to make. Any comments or questions, please?
Thank you, Jaime. I just would like to say that I saw you once in Guayaquil many years ago, and I
Oh,
attended one of a workshop, and it was about observing classes.
yes.
It was for coordinators, and it was really helpful for us, for the coordinators here at my work. I just wanted to say that, and that it was very, very helpful for us.
Thank you, Mercedes. And I hope that you organize that Peru and Ecuador start organizing face-to-face women, face-to-face events so we can interact, we can socialize, and we can learn about from our emotions. Thank you so much, Mercedes. Any other comment or question, please?
This coming November, we have the 2026 International Conference, which
When?
is also in November. So hopefully, I hope, Jaimito, you will come here and you can help us with one of your great workshops or plenaries and ECUATESOL. So, yeah, and all
As we say
enjoy.
in, as we say in Peru, dear Carlos, God willing, I'll be there. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for
that's awesome. And thank you all of you for attending. I know that is a Saturday, but thanks a lot for your participation.
Kathy Zambrano is raising her hand.
Okay,
Sorry, Carlos.
sure, sure, no
Kathy,
problem.
Kathy Zambrano.
Let me see if I can. Can you listen to me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, Teacher Jaime, how can we get the slides of the presentation?
If you make a deposit of $500, you will get it. Okay, Kathy Zambrano,
What you
I
get?
will send the presentation to Carlos and he can send it to you. Or if you want, I wrote my WhatsApp. I will write it again in the I will write it again in the oops. Okay, let me see. 51. Okay, in the messenger, I'm writing my WhatsApp. So if you send me a message, dear Kathy, I will send you the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, Kathy? Orlando
Yes.
Vicente, I was kidding. I was kidding. No, no, no $500. Thank you, Juana. Thank you. Any other question, comment? Nice to see you too, Joana Rosero. By the way, they are not my ideas. I read the book and I say, I like this, I like this, I like this. So if you get my PowerPoint, you can get more ideas in the links, okay? Carlos Daniel, you
Yeah.
decide.
Yeah, I would like to extend my very special thank you for you, Jaimito, for sharing such a valuable insights of educational neuroscience. We learned a lot. I was really surprised and amazed how you without telling us, all of us, we started turning on the cameras and participated, and that's incredible because that's something that not all of us we can do. It is really difficult because most of the webinars we say, please turn the cameras on, please turn the cameras on, but the teachers don't do it. But you, without saying, everyone was participating. So I can imagine how incredible are your English classes, and that's really good. Thanks for sharing that with us, and I would really appreciate if you send
Something
your
to say,
PowerPoint
something to
presentation so
say.
I can share
At,
with
at the
everyone.
beginning of a class, Carlos, this is the way the class looks. Wait, like this, right? And then when you start listening to me talking about emotions, there is curiosity. I say, wow, this is interesting. And you don't notice that you are switching on your camera. It's just because you feel curious. And curiosity is one of the best ways to get our students open up their cameras, open their mouths, open their minds. Yeah, and the most important, Carlos, be transparent. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. If you don't pronounce something correctly, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you don't know something, accept it. I don't know, I will ask. And that way, students will start to switching on their cameras, open up their hearts, and open up their minds. So thank you so much, Carlos. And it's because I've been listening, I've been doing my webinars, and then listening and watching the webinars, I learned a lot.
Thank you, Jaimito, and thanks all of you for being here, for attending.
On a
Uh,
Saturday morning.
Jaimito promised to send the PowerPoint presentation to me.
Yes.
I will share with all of you. And a part of that, this webinar recording will be in YouTube. So follow us in YouTube and you can find them there. So thanks again to ECUATESOL, TESOL International, YH Tech University, the Universidad Nacional de Educación en ITEM por supporting these webinars. And now that you mentioned, Luis Bermudez is here. So in public, I compromise him that the next webinar, if he can help us saying something about his experience in writing, that'd be awesome. So finally, thank each of you for taking the time of Saturday again, and thank you very much. So hope to see you in July, Jaimito, in Piura, and all of the Cuatizo people invited. Don't forget to register your attendance. The certificates for the webinar series 1 and webinar series 2. Next week, I will submit everyone, and please register your attendance so you can get your certificate for this year, no? And keep in mind, this year we have the international conference, and Jaime will be here. So
Yes, and
looking forward to
remember
it.
that a bus from Guayaquil to Piura takes 10 hours.
Mhm.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's 27, $30. So you can travel on Thursday evening. You will be here in Piura eating ceviche, drinking pisco sour, and then you go back to Guayaquil Saturday night. So you just stay here one day.
And you stay a very hot city, but the weather is beautiful in Piura. Dry, beautiful, and the food is amazing. So, and the
Yes.
people as well. So, hope to see you there pretty soon, Jaimito. So, thank you very much. Have
Thank
a
you. Thank
amazing
you.
and lovely Saturday and weekend. And please don't forget to register your attendance. See you soon. Bye,
Bye
everyone.
bye. See
Thank
you
you. Thank you
soon.
so
See you
much.
soon in Zoom.
In soon.
Bye
Bye,
bye. Bye bye.
everyone. Thank you. Have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you.